Hey now guys, what is happening? Back with another book review. Volume 3, Generation X, The Secret of M. Down to one more to go, guys. Volume 3 covers the years of 1997 to 1998. It's Scott Lobdell's last run before it's taken over by Larry Hama. We got, who else? We got Chris Pachalo. We have, James Robinson takes over for issues 29, 30, 31. Scott Lobdell's last issue is 28. And we have this dude, Jim Mahfood, I don't know. He did a lot of stuff for Kevin Smith with Clerks, and does some interesting stuff here with like Generation X Underground, which was actually pretty fucking good. I liked it. Chris Pachalo and Egeland, I don't know, whatever. But long story short, guys, because I like to make it short. Yeah, right. In this volume, we have Operation Zero Tolerance. The Gen X kids are facing Bastion and the Prime Sentinels. Jubilee gets kidnapped by Bastion and experimented on in order for him to take out the X-Men. So she's kidnapped. Issue 25 is a real, crossroads, if you will. Just in terms of Operation Zero Tolerance. So long story short, guys, Black Tom Cassidy, the cousin of Sean Cassidy, the Banshee, basically has attacked the school in Snow Valley, Massachusetts, the Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters. And now he's used a clone of Mondo. Mondo turns out to be a clone, but there is a real Mondo. But for whatever reason, this Mondo, who's a member of Generation X, is a clone, sort of, kind of. I hate using those words, sort and kind of. He either is or he isn't. He is basically like a drone for Black Tom Cassidy. He's just used to infiltrate the school and attacks them with these newfound powers of his, where he can get into the ground and become part of the ground and turn into plant life. I think the idea was he just has this innate new ability to control plants and the ground and all that good stuff. And then he uses it on the team. He scatters some members over here, some members over there. Like I mentioned, Jubilee got captured by Bastion. Jubilee is running away from Black Tom, and Bastion kidnaps her, making her think that he's there to help her. But he just kidnaps her, takes her to a former Hulkbuster base, which is now an Operation Zero Tolerance base, and uses her brainwaves or her powers or whatever to fool with the X-Men, to fuck with the X-Men and eventually dispose of them. And Jubilee, of course, has her own little storyline with this chick, Daria. Daria works for Bastion, but of course, Daria starts to feel like, gee, maybe what we're doing is not good. And she can't tell Bastion that because Bastion will destroy her. Daria is also a machine. She's a mutant who Bastion uses to find other mutants. Isn't that always the case? Those who hate mutants use mutants to dispose of other mutants. Go figure. So that's happening with Jubilee, and of course Jubilee manages to get out of it thanks to Daria. The other Generation X members like Skin and Chamber go to LA to get away. Well, actually, pretty much everybody. No, I'm actually thinking about the other volume when Skin is looking for Torres with Chamber. But no, actually, in this case, all the Generation X kids escape to the West Coast to get away. But of course, Bastion is following. Wait. I'm doing it wrong. Sorry, I'm going back and forth. Hold on. Issue 25, they're still fighting Black Tom Cassidy. Forgive me, guys. So they're dealing with him there. And of course, Black Tom scatters Artie and Leech. Howard the Duck. I laugh because Howard the Duck. Man, Howard the Duck, Man-Thing, Artie and Leech, Franklin Richards, as I mentioned in the last video, in issue 20, because the Fantastic Four and Avengers have been dispersed into a pocket universe. Franklin's now been left in the care of Sean and Emma and Generation X. So now they escape Black Tom, and they go off because of the Man-Thing being the the point of the nexus of realities. He zaps them into another reality and they're gone. But funny, Beverly Switzler, who is Howard the Duck's girlfriend, doesn't go on in the Daydreamers 3-issue limited series. For whatever reason, J.M. DeMatteis and Todd DeZago did not include her. Maybe that's for the better. And Tana Nile, the alien that the kids found out in the woods, she's also part of it. That's part of the Daydreamers 1-3 limited series, which I'll get to in a second. Actually, that was a pretty good story. So they're scattered off. And then, of course, Black Tom is defeated. They destroy him, quote unquote. There's no Juggernaut, just Black Tom Cassidy. And then they defeat him. Then Bastion comes after them. Sean and Emma take penance down to Florida. The Generation X kids go to Venice Beach, California. And they're just, Bastion's just everywhere trying to find them and destroy them. Meanwhile, in between these escapades, in Marvel Team Up #1, they meet Spider-Man. 3 members of Generation X team up with Spider-Man. That was a weird one. It's like they deal with a terrorist group called DEAD, Dead, and somebody else. What else? I don't know. Something else happens, and it's a bit of a mess of a story. It gets all over the place, but it's cool. Spidey and the Gen X kids together. A lot of smart mouthing goes on between both sides. Daydreamers, like I said, 1-3, just basically has Artie Leach, Tana Nile, Man-Thing, and Howard the Duck, and Franklin Richards scattered all across the nexus of realities, and they end up... it was interesting because, in a nutshell, guys, Franklin is just still traumatized over losing his parents, and because Franklin is just uber fucking powerful as a mutant, he's created this shadowy being called the Dark Hunter to chase them, but he's come up. Again, it's a manifestation of Franklin's pain, and he's manifested all these worlds and dreams and creations that are like Dr. Seuss, something out of Dr. Seuss, out of Alice in Wonderland, or Wizard of Oz. There's even a place called Never Never Narnazobia, which is like a take on Never Never Land, Narnia, and Oz. And I don't know what the Bia is for, but it's all those. It's a world. Yeah, trust me. It's all one big word. Yeah, Never Never Narnazbia. Bleh. Say that fast 3 times. But it just turns out to be Franklin's, his trauma over losing his parents. It was actually, it starts off pretty silly and goofy, very much like a fairy tale, but it ends very tragically in the sense that Franklin has to acknowledge his parents are dead. Imagine a little child having to say, yes, my parents are dead. And I didn't cry, but I did get a little sad. And I was like, wow, that's sad. But Howard the Duck brings the funny. There's a lot of funny moments with him, smart mouthing Tana Nile, and it gets a little weird between those two. I won't reveal it, but you guys got to read it. In case you're all just tuning in, I'm talking about Volume 3, The Secret of M. Really good stuff. And then, of course, the tragic conclusion for Franklin. And then they get zapped back. Oh, and Man-Thing talks. He actually speaks. Oh, well, he's talked before. Ted Sallis. So he was a talker. I mean, he was a guy who talked, and then he became Man-Thing, and then he couldn't talk. So that was that. Let's see what else. Generation X. Okay, so it covers 24 to 32 of Generation X. Annual 97. What was the Annual 97? I forgot. There's like 3 back-to-back double-sized issues. You have to read X-Men Annual 97, X-Men Unlimited 16, and then Generation X number 25, which is an anniversary issue. X-Men Unlimited 16 was a good one. That was Primal, Emma, and that was a good one. Emma and Sean, they want to bring in a non-human to the school for whatever reason. No, there was a reason. I just forget. And Emma chooses this girl named Mahoney, a really hot chick, Jeannie Mahoney. And Sean wants this kid, what was his name? Adam Berman. Okay, Adam Berman. Adam Berman was Sean's choice, who is a mutant. But Sean and Emma think both are non-mutants. Anyway, long story short, Emma's pick, Jeannie, turns out to be a Prime Sentinel. And Bastion puts her there in order for her to infiltrate the Massachusetts, well, not the Massachusetts Academy, but the Xavier School in Massachusetts in order to kill Generation X. It's a precursor to Operation Zero Tolerance, but already Bastion, he's already like in the background working to kill mutants before the actual Operation Zero Tolerance in issues 29 to 31. And, you know, that happens. And it turns out Adam Berman is a mutant who can turn into a big, scaly reptilian dude. And that's really like the last we hear of Primal. Like, he doesn't come back. And that's pretty much it. That's the gist of the story. But it's a good story. I really actually recommend it. That's X-Men Unlimited number 16. Of course, in Generation X 25. That's with Black Tom Cassidy. Annual 97. What was that one? That was not the opener. 24 opened with Emma and a couple of the girls in Monaco. And they just reveal the first time they discovered they were mutants. That's actually a pretty good story. A little one-off story before the annual. Penance, still the Despair, that's right. Annual 97, they deal with Despair. Oh, that's right, okay. So Despair just attacks Emma and, you know, making her remember the Hellions that were killed in her charge, which is her trauma. But it's not really the Hellions. It's just they deal with Despair, and Despair, of course, is a fucking scumbag. So that was that. Not really much to tell. You know, it was an okay story. What else? Oh, yeah. Then, of course, Generation X Underground is this guy, Mahfood. What a horrible last name. No offense, dude. If you ever see this video, no offense. Jim Mahfood. Like, where's Mahfood, y'all? You know. But he does like an underground comics take on Generation X, which was actually pretty good. It's like the very last story, right after the Daydreamers limited series. Yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell. It's just down and dirty, not down and dirty, but just a natural, normal take on Generation X underground style. No real supervillains or whatever. It's just little small stories spliced together to make it look like an underground comic book. That's pretty much it. But I like this story. I can't wait to read the final one, which came out last year, Pride and Penance. Let me get it right out here. Just came out, Pride and Penance, Volume 4. I don't know. Hopefully you guys can see. It looks dark on my camera. But this is Volume 4. Came out a couple months ago. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to have Larry Hama, some dude named Harris, I believe Terry Dodson, and some dude named Garza doing the pencil. I know Terry Dodson. I'm familiar with his stuff on Uncanny X-Men. And yeah, that's the back cover. So we'll see, guys, covering 1997 to 1999. And of course, they've already announced Volume 5, Family Business, which will cover 1999 to 2000. That should be out September. Yeah, this came out September of 2024. Volume 5 will come out September of 2025. But they haven't made any announcement of when, like the actual date. But we'll see. So I'll get to Volume 4, guys. And then hitting my desk here. Maybe I shouldn't. That'll fuck up the camera. And then we'll get to Volume 10, God Loves, Man Kills. Let me pull it out again, guys. Hold on one second. Oh, I love it. I love this book. I cannot wait to read it. This will come right after Volume 4 of Generation X. I cannot wait to read this. I'm probably going to read this like in one day. Who knows? All right. I'll put that up there. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I hope that was helpful. If it wasn't, sorry, not sorry. Read the book yourselves, guys, and you'll get the gist of what I read. If you have any questions, please leave the comments down below, guys. Like or don't like, I don't care. But I hope you found something useful in this. Keep reading those epics, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.